Hey guys! So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than I usually do. I'm going to be taking you all along with me to make a crochet shirt. I usually don't film myself crocheting because it's just kind of awkward. You're just sitting there and there's not much going on. But I wanted to show you guys kind of like the process of like what goes through my brain when I'm trying to like decide what to make, and like when I have an idea and I want to go for it and just make it. So I'm going to be taking you all along with me to do that today. Today I'm going to be making a shirt for the Barbie movie. Now I already saw the Barbie movie because it was kind of last minute, but this was the shirt I was going to make to go see it, and I think it is a good shirt for anyone to make if you're going to go see the movie and you want to wear something cute that you made. This is very Barbie. I'm kind of thinking of kind of changing what I want to do on my channel and do more craft and fashion stuff rather than like life stuff, because I just feel like it's kind of like boring. I don't know, maybe people are interested in it, but I got these two light pinks and then these two hot pinks. Here is my design notebook. As you can see, it's a little disorganized. I kind of have an idea already in my mind, so I'm just gonna sketch that out and like we'll see what happens. Okay, now I might change my mind as I go, but I was kind of thinking of doing just basic tank top, but with a hoop in the middle, a gold hoop, which I think will go really nicely with the pinks. And then I'm thinking doing the darker pink on the top, the lighter pink on the bottom, possibly, and then doing little pink bows and then ruffles at the bottom. Okay, so to start, I'm just gonna yarn over and then create a loop. And then from here, what you wanna do is you wanna chain, and then you're gonna go underneath and you're gonna put it up. And this is kind of gonna be the point of your top. So you wanna see where you want it to fall. So I want mine to go up higher, so I'm gonna keep going. And that's about good, so I'm gonna count 11, 12, 13, 14. So now that you have your number, you're gonna wanna write that down. How I do it is I do 14 CH and then I put a little arrow pointing upwards. And then that's gonna have you remember for your other side how high you want it to be. You're gonna wanna just go in and single crochet along that line. Once you have single crocheted along, you're gonna want to chain one, flip your piece over, and go back the other way. It's just gonna be single crochets the whole time. Now, after you get to the top, when you see up here, you're gonna find the middle stitch at the top. You're gonna wanna put 3 single crochets into the top single crochet from that first line, which is kinda gonna define it as the middle stitch. I have this little arch that I just created. Now we're gonna do what we did the first time. Chain 1, flip your work, and just work into that prior row. And when you reach the top middle stitch, you're going to do 3 single crochet into that top stitch. And you're just gonna keep going over and over and over again, repeating this pattern until you get the desired width that you want. As you keep going, you want to keep checking and measuring on yourself to see if you think that you've done wide enough. Now, I think I've done the perfect size and I'm just going to finish it off. Always do one last check though, but you can always go back and add on. I have one side done and I'm just going to repeat exactly the same process for the other side. I had the number written down before, so I'm going to chain 14. Okay, so when you think you're done, don't just cut the yarn because you might be completely wrong. You want to just go ahead and count the ridges in your work. Ignore the middle line and count outwards. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a bit. I actually am 1 row short. I have my 2 identical sides, and now here is where the fun happens. If you know me in real life, you have seen these before. For my birthday, I sewed my own outfit for my Studio 54 themed birthday, and I used one of these to create a 70s halter top. And today, I'm going to do a similar concept by adding these 2 pieces, kind of like this. I still have all of this yarn left from my original first ball of yarn, and I'm going to use that to weave all of my pieces together. I'm going to be using one of these needles for yarn. I don't even know what they're called. They have a special little name, I'm not even sure. What I do to get my yarn inside the needle is I twist it up super duper tight, fold it over, and then you're left with this like little section. Now I take my needle I kind of weasel it in there, and then you can pull it through the other side. I'm going to take a sewing pin, and I think I want about that much. Just fold it over, and I'm gonna go in, out, and back in, just as you would pin fabric if you're sewing. Now I have a little mock-up, and I'm gonna do the exact same thing to my other side. First, you wanna put your yarn through. You're just going to sew along the ring itself as close as you can get. Weave in and out. I also made sure to attach this part that I folded over. Because we're not using fabric, I can't just cut it off, so I am just making sure that it is secure to the rest of the project. I'm going to pull the end. I have this other end here from the beginning of the cup, and I'm just going to tie the two together. You're going to want to pull out that pin, and as we did before, we're going to just go through and secure the top of this fold over to the rest of the top. Now I'm going to be opening up the lighter pink, and we're going to begin to work on the bodice. I am going to chain 15 to start off with. I'm going to attach that into the corner of one of my cups. I'm just going to start off with single crocheting along this line. Now that I have arrived to the centerpiece, I'm just going to start to single crochet over top of it. Now that I've reached the end, I'm going to do what I did in the beginning and chain 15. I'm going to start off with one extra row of single crochets. I don't know if it's going to work, but I wrote down a pattern-ish, so I'm going to try that out. Oh, no. So I'm kind of creating these little bridges. I'm going to keep doing this all the way across. It's 7 single crochets, chain 1, 1 triple crochet, chain 1, and then 10 single crochets, chain 1, 1 triple crochet, chain 1, and then you repeat that. I'm going to use a smaller crochet hook. I'm just slip stitching across the slip stitches I did the last time I went around. Now you're at the end of that row, chain 1, single crochet into the next 3 spots. Now in the next, you're going to want to slip stitch and chain 8. I lied. Chain 7 and then chain 6 more. 3 single crochets after the triple crochet. 1, 2, 3. Into the 4th one, you're going to want to slip stitch, single crochet into the next 3 spots, slip stitch into the next stitch, and chain 7. And now chain 6. Then you're going to want to go 3 stitches after the triple crochet. 1, 2, 3, and slip stitch into the 4th. Into the next 3 stitches, you're going to want to single crochet, and then we're going to keep repeating this pattern all the way through. Okay, now I've reached to the hoop. I'm going to change back to my 3 hook. I'm going to slip stitch across once more. There has to be an easier way to do this. Now I'm going to switch back to my 4.5, do 1 single crochet, and then single crochet across the next 3. I'm back, and I spent some time trying to figure out this pattern that I created, and I'm not loving it. So I'm gonna show you what I did, but like, I wouldn't do it. The idea was to make like little hearts, and yeah, technically there's a bunch of little hearts here. I just don't like the way it looks. I'm just putting in 2 double crochets into each row. So I finished my row of ruffles, and now I'm just going to be going across the sides with single crochets, but I'm going to be chaining 3 at the beginning and then single crocheting to make kind of a loop for the straps to go into. And then I'm going to keep going in single crochets across this row. Once I reach the middle, which I am, I'm going to chain 3 again and then go back into where I was to create another loop. And then I'm going to just do this one more time when I reach the top. Okay, now that I have my 3 hoops here, I'm just going to fasten this off. Okay, so I actually changed my mind. I cut the string and then I was like, no, I actually didn't want to do that. So I kind of just went over and covered that knot that I made, and now I'm crocheting single crochets backwards, and then I'm going to be going up. I'm going to be creating a little edge on the darker pink cups so it creates a contrast. Alright, so now that I've reached the top, I'm going to change colors, back to my darker pink. I'm not going to cut out the lighter pink because I'm going to go back to that after. So right now I'm just going to be making my straps. Alright, I'm just going to keep going. Okay, so I hit 170. I'm going to write that down. Okay, so I ended it with 170 chains, and I feel like I don't want the straps to be too thick, so I'm not going to go back with single crochets because this is pretty thick yarn and it's good enough for a strap. I'm just going to cut. So now I'm going to go back to where I was before, and I'm going to continue with my lighter yarn, and I'm just going to keep going with my single crochets around. Before I was thinking that I was just going to keep the gold out. Oh, okay, I'm going to cover it. Here's how it looks covered. It's cute. I think it's more Barbie this way. I'm going to do what I did before and just keep going around. Honestly, this was so perfect. Look how much yarn I had left, and I'm done. Awesome. So now I have my straps, and I'm just going to continue on with the lighter pink yarn. I did my little hooks on this side. These straps go up, backwards, and around. I wanted to add on this little idea that I had. Okay, so I chained 45 chains with a 3.0 millimeter hook. I'm going to feed this through the top of the straps, like so, and then tie it in a little bow, like this. I think I'm gonna leave the ends on because I think I kind of like the way that the ends look. I'm just gonna repeat the same thing on the other side. So taking my 3mm hook, and I'm just going to chain 45. I got my 45, and I'm just gonna loop it back into the other strap on the other side. Wait. Okay, I don't hate this. I actually think it's really cute. What is happening? I'm gonna go try this on, and I'll be back. I don't love it, but I don't hate it.
There's a lot of bitches out there that try to be something that they're not. Nope. And it's calling themselves Barbie.
Can you take a minute to appreciate how cute this is? I love it. This is the finished Barbie shirt. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me to make an original creation to go see the Barbie movie in. And if any of you guys are interested in purchasing this shirt, it will be up on my account, which will be linked down below. Let me know if you guys are liking the crochet content, and then I will be coming out with more. So let me know what you think about it. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.